So now that I got through the first matchup, let's move on to the second matchup on this divisional round, day 2, game 2 of this Sunday, which is going to be between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Two of the oldest quarterbacks in this league are facing off for a trip to the NFC Championship game. Tom Brady, his first year in the NFC, he's used to making it to the AFC Championship, but now he's in the NFC, and the NFC has proven to be a tougher task. But TB12 has been up to the challenge, but it's not going to be an easy one. Obviously, they got through their wild card game against the Washington football team, and they ended up winning the game with 31-23 was the final score. Washington football team ended up losing. Taylor Heinicke made Brady work for the game. Every time it appeared that the Bucs were pulling away, Heinicke made the right play and kept the Washington football team in the game. Especially, they had a chance to tie the game. It was an 8-point game. They had a chance to tie the game, but the Tampa Bay defense came in and was able to sack the quarterback and force a turnover on downs to preserve the victory and Tom Brady to advance to the divisional round. And they will be facing the New Orleans Saints, who also won their wild card matchup, especially after their previous playoff woes. They got through the wild card weekend without an upset. They won their game against the Chicago Bears 21-9, and the Saints defense either looked really good or the Bears offense just looked really bad, because the Bears had a chance to tie the game early in the first quarter. Mitchell Trubisky had a guaranteed touchdown to Javon Wims, and he dropped the ball. They ended up not being able to score, and they scored a field goal in the second quarter to make it a 4-point game. But then the Saints offense just began to pull away, and in the final seconds of the game, Mitchell Trubisky passed the ball to Jimmy Graham, and the clock expired, and the final score was 21-9. The Bears ended up losing, and the Saints were able to get a playoff win. And this was their first win against the Bears in the playoffs. The Bears were 2-0 against the Saints in the playoffs, and now the Saints defeated them and got their first win against the Bears in the playoffs. And now it's going to be a tough task for Drew Brees facing Tom Brady, but I think it's just as much of a tough task for Tom Brady, because the Tampa Bay Bucs have not been able to get a victory against the Saints this year. The Saints, in essence, have cracked the Brady code, was able to put enough pressure on him, and with that pressure, Tom Brady either overthrows the ball and makes mistakes, and that Saints defense has been able to pick off the ball and make him pay. But the difference now in this matchup is that this is a whole different Buccaneers team. They won their last 4 or 5 games to end the year, and their offense has been putting up numbers. Brady has been coming into his own and been utilizing all his weapons. So it's not guaranteed, but both these teams, they have their veteran quarterbacks, and someone's going to come out of this game and play in the NFC Championship game next week. And I am honestly excited because Tom Brady is considered the GOAT. So it'd be awesome if he was able to make it to the NFC Championship game. But also I feel for Drew Brees, because in my last video, it was reported by multiple sources that after this season that Drew Brees plans on retiring. And I would love for the Saints defense and offense and team in general to have one more shot with this group, with Drew Brees as their leader, to make it deep into the playoffs and potentially a Super Bowl. And I would love Brees to win another Super Bowl before he retires. But Now I have to give my final score prediction. It was very tough because I know these teams will come out and it will be high scoring, but I believe that the final score of this game will be 34 Saints, 30 Tampa Bay, and I believe that Tom Brady will have a shot to win the game, but that Saints defense will come in and force him to make mistakes, and the Buccaneers season will end prematurely. But I still think it would be considered a success because Tom Brady helped this team make it to the playoffs. I don't think that just because he doesn't get past this team this year that he won't win another one. But I just think the Saints are hungry and they've experienced a lot of playoff woes that I believe that this could be the year that they finally get all the pieces together and they finally raise the Lombardi trophy. Hopefully. It's not predetermined, but I believe that they have a good shot at winning this game. Those are my picks, everyone. I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this matchup. And we're only a week away from the championship series games, and then it's on to the Super Bowl. So hang on tight. We're all in this together. This has been Lights Sports Breakdown.